Hello again, everyone. I've got another of the Alexandra Renke flower dies that I bought at the weekend here. This one is called Layered Flower 4, I think it is. Much bigger than the last one. But I thought I would do a similar kind of thing as I did with the previous card. So I've got a sentiment today. I've got happy birthday, also Alexandra Renke, and I've cut a few circles. Those are also Alexandra Renke. And this stencil. Don't know what it's called. Bubbles or something, I think. Anyway, what I want to use is this bit, the round bit, one here. I chose it specifically to go with these circles. I've cut out a raggedy square, not a square at all, rectangle. And I just thought I would use that as a base. Put some embossing paste onto here, add my circles, and this one's got a dirty mark on, so that's going to have to be covered up by perhaps another one or something. And I thought we'd just have a go. Chosen some colours. I don't know if I've ever used Right Persimmon. Well, I must have done, but not often. So I thought I ought to try and use that. So with it, I've got Crackling, Campfire, and peeled paint for the leaf part. So I think we'll just kind of have a go, see where we get to, really. I'll get a bigger mat for the minute. I've got a square card, I've got a panel, got a base. So, you know, hopefully all should be well. Looks like a bit of twinkle on there. Maybe using a bit of twinkle today as well. So let's just see. This is my homemade embossing paste. Oops, I will put a link in the description to the video where I show how I make this stuff. And it smells lovely because of the talcum powder. So I'm just going to put it all over this. It goes beyond the circle. There's a few little random dots. Okay. Put almost as much back in it as you take out. Right, let's have a look at this one. Oh, isn't that lovely? Can you see that? Isn't that beautiful? Even these tiny little bits around the edge. That is lovely. Not going to put any twinkle on that. I may put twinkle on the flower, but not going to put twinkle on that. Let's give this a quick wipe. I'll give it a proper wash later. I want to join these together, just make them a little bit more prominent. So I will use my dabber, I think, for these. So, little puddle of glue and my basting brush. So, pretty well covered. Not quite as dexterous as I used to be. And birthday. There we go. That's going to show up a lot more now. That's a bit more definite. Okay. Just pop those on one side. Colouring. I think I'm going to do the same method that I did previously, and that is to make a little puddle on my mat and then add some water and just smoosh the die cuts into it. Just get rid of this for a mo. Okay, let's start with the Right Persimmon. And a drop of water. It's a bit loud, isn't it? Let's do some Crackling Campfire, which is just slightly deeper shade. Okay, now I'll use the, let's put a bit on this, the deeper colour. There we go. Wipe that up. And we'll use the green. Drop of water again. Let's do this stem. We can go right up to the very base of that. And this one. Use the watery side first and then the neat side afterwards. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? You see that? Lovely stripe. Nice. Okay. What I thought it might be rather nice to have is a few white splats. So, if I get my Dr. Martin's Bleed Proof White, we get a brush. Let's try this chap. Drop of water. I just fancied it when I saw it, and I think I may do black as well as, I seem to be missing this bit, going everywhere but. That's nice. Okay, we'll try a little black as well. I've just cleaned my surface a little bit. So now we'll do a little black. For that I'm going to use black soot. And use the same brush, just wash it out. Drop of water. And let's have some. That's better. Okay. Just got a new brush rest from Dale in New York. Don't know which way up we go. Do we go that way? We go that way. Oh, lovely. Right, now I'll use some shimmer. It's doing all right. There we go. Now, after using the green and before going on to the orangey sort of colour, I'm going to just wipe this brush because Distress Oxide is water soluble. This is water based. And so, can you see, it's picked up some green. If I go onto the orange, it's going to muddy the colour slightly. So I'm just going to give it a quick wipe first. Okay, now this. Lovely bit of twinkle. Press here, it says. Ooh, it's quite tough. That's better. I do like a nice bit of shimmer. Okay. Right, next thing. I should just do that before I put it away. Okay. I want to give these a bit of shape. So onto foam mat. And just with an embossing tool. Here it is. Yeah. They just got a bit of life, haven't they, once you've pushed a bit of shape into them. This one threads down through there, like that. I don't have quite enough colour just in the middle there. We'll see. Let's have a look at this. Are we dry? We are dry, pretty much dry. Now, these things I was just going to stick on kind of like that, maybe a bit higher. Perhaps not. Where's my card base? Not my base, my panel. Let's take a look at this. Can't pick it up. Here we go. Somehow like that. And then the happy and the birthday. Look at that, it's just the right length. Goodness, that's a bit of luck. As is that. If I move that over just a tad, then I can centralise the whole kind of thing. I think that's where it's kind of going to go. So this is going to go onto foam tape. I think these are going to be stuck on directly. Foam tape under here to give it a bit of lift, and that can go flat. Okay, so if I keep those where they are, it'll give me the idea of where to put them. So a little bit of foam tape on here. I've got the tail end of a reel of foam tape here. Let's use this up. And that's the very end of it. Perfect. Look at that. Just complete. Excellent. That's the end of another roll. Fabulous stuff from sticks to anything. And that's going to go in there. I'm going to put that in straight away. Right. Okay. There's that. Now these, let's do these. These are going to go with the same method with the dabber. So we have a little puddle of white glue, craft glue, whatever kind of glue you use. I won't put the lid on that for the minute. And we'll stick the birthday on. Don't know where this dirty mark's come from. There we go. And they're happy. Just wondering if that's a little bit close. I think we'll be fine. There's the happy. Now we'll stick on this circle. I'm going to use just the neat glue for this one, I think. Just a trail. why I'm using this rather than the dabber is because of the texture in there. Some is going to be higher than others, and I want some glue to drop down between and touch the actual card so that it is decidedly attached. So we just pop that on. Like, I can see a dirty mark there, so I'm just going to put that in a place where I can cover it with one of these. So this one can just go straight on with this. I don't know where these marks have come from, I have to say. But rather than cut another one, I've just positioned them so you can't see it. And I'm actually also looking for the grain of the card. Right, I'll put some tiny bits of foam tape behind here. I think what I'll do is just put a bit of glue in there. And then when this goes in, it should grab it. In just there. Okay. Now I'll put some foam tape in the back, just to keep those petals from this, from the surface. Put a bit in the middle there. And just a tiny bit behind there, I think. I'm going to take the other side off almost immediately. There we are. Just keep that up a little bit. One more piece there, I think that'll be enough. Okay. Right, let's get those backing pieces off. And then we'll add a bit of glue. Never quite sure of the right order of doing this, really, whether to put the glue on first and then do this, but I got the chance of getting in a pickle, whatever I do. Now, glue down the stem. And this one, I put a little bit of foam tape on that too, I think. Just on that leaf, just a little bit. And glue in other places, just a little bit. Did I take the back off that? Yes, I did. Couldn't remember. There. I'm just wondering, I'm thinking a few pearls, actually. Right. Got a couple of sizes of small pearls here. What shall we do? A few of each, maybe. I fancy some of these on here. is it? Oh, still on the end of my tweezers. Okay. And maybe the same size. I think that sometimes the smaller ones are easier to pick up with a pokey tool. Let me just try that. See if they will... Those are too close together. Tricky. Right, I think I'm going to stop with that. I think that's going to go flat onto the card, in fact. I think that there's sufficient texture and dimension on there already. So rather than turn it over and put my tape runner over the back of that, I'm going to do it onto the front of the card instead. And then we'll just put one onto the other. Okay. Make sure it's opening the right way. There we go. So, another card with a flower from Alexandra Renke, using Distress Oxide to colour the flower, and a little bit of my homemade embossing paste as a little texture in the background. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for giving a thumbs up, and come back and see me very soon.